Hey VC, it's Luke with Hot Wax and Cool Vinyl. Welcome back. As promised, this is the other half of the relevant purchases, let's say, from the summer, from the first video I did after being ill for some time. Just a bit of a recap real fast. I did a video about 2 weeks ago with some pop and rock stuff that I bought. Since then, my wife and I went to Rhode Island for about 3 or 4 days, and I bought some records there, and I also bought this, which is really cool. Now, you guys, this is an Ibanez hollow body. It's a beautiful guitar. I picked it up this weekend. Just had a chance to noodle it a little bit past few days, and I have to say I'm absolutely in love with it. So now, unlike most of you guys, I am not a musician. I just noodle. I play around with the guitar. I know some chords, but I'm not a musician. So I've been looking at some hollow bodies now for about 2 years, and I always had a hard time justifying the purchase of a hollow body because I'm not a musician. But this was inexpensive enough, and it was just a beautiful guitar, and it sounded so great when I was in Guitar Center that I just wound up buying it. So that was my first purchase. Also from Rhode Island this weekend, and a few of the other things. This is really cool. This is a Goldmine magazine from 1979. You can see, and it's got some, it's really got some really cool stuff. I guess it's printed out of Miami. You get new releases, record collecting. Some really interesting articles. Some really nice pieces all across. You've got the Fleetwoods and a few other odds and ends. And what really caught my eye was this blurb on Debbie Harry from Blondie. Huge Blondie fan in '79 and '80 when I started getting into punk and new wave and such. Well, mostly punk. New wave wasn't a thing until a little bit later on in '79, early '80. So I bought this. I thought that was really cool. Moving on. I picked up this Della Reese and Joya Sherrill. I actually got two of them. You see this one here, and then there's the other one over there. They were so inexpensive that I bought one of each. Figured this one's got a better cover, would shrink. That one has a decent looking vinyl. I play tested, it sounded great. This one looks good too. I haven't played this one yet. On Hurrah Records. But I mean, honestly, for what they charged, like I said, it was $1 each. I was very, very fortunate. I was able to pick up two. And if, worst case scenario, if I'll sell another one or trade it or whatever. There's always someone who wants some jazz vocalist, female jazz vocalist. This one a little earlier in the season. This is the Oscar Peterson collection. It's a 2-record set on Verve. Nice album. Good. Now, I like Oscar Peterson. I like that sound. I like that smooth jazz from Oscar Peterson, Jonah Jones, etc. What we're listening to at the moment is the next record. Hubert Law's in concert in San Francisco. This is on City. Nice gatefold. Good album. I like it. I'm listening to it just now. This next one is a soundtrack from a movie I've never seen, and I honestly never heard of it until just now. It's called Mickey 1, but it's the soundtrack is by Stan Getz. This is on MGM Records. And And again, I again like Stan Getz. I like that sound. I guess you would call it classic jazz sound, or smooth jazz, however you want to define it. So this one was also this weekend, so I really haven't had a chance to listen to it in full yet. Just a little blurb, just a needle drop to hear what it sounded like. This is the next one we're going to show you is Miles Davis Live. Evil Live by Miles Davis, and you know, it's a 2-record set, 70s Columbia reissue. Bought this from the same guy I got the Thin Lizzy debut record. Davis is one of those really fantastic musicians that sometimes just plays way above my head. I have a hard time with some of his albums just because the music is just more complex than I can comprehend, not being a musician. This is one of them. You know, I've listened to it a couple of times, and I'm still like, okay, yeah, I get it, but man, it just sounds weird. I'll give it a couple more listens, and then if it still doesn't, I'll put it away until I develop a better ear. Up next, I bought this weekend. I was very, very psyched to find this one. This is Lightning Hopkins Soul Blues. This is on Prestige. This was, I believe this is the 74 or 75 pressing. The Lime label. Really nice, really great sounding record. And the guy who I actually bought it from almost didn't want to sell it to me. You know, he was like, man, I wasn't sure where I put that record. You found it. He goes, all right, fine. So I was actually really pleased because it's not an easy record to find, and although not terribly expensive, it's just not a very easy record to find. So very happy to have that. And next up, Lionel Hampton, The Works, a 2-record set. This is on Groove Merchant Records, who have a really, really cool label. And it's a great, you know, it's pretty straightforward. I like Lionel Hampton, very much the same as, you know, the same motif as that I like Jonah Jones or Stan Getz. It's just a type of classic jazz that I really, really enjoy, a soothing jazz, like, well, I don't know, like the modern jazz quartet plays, things of that nature. And then finally, we have the main man, Joe Jones. Picked this up this summer. This is on Pablo, classic Pablo Tan label. There we go. Also, good record. Not an artist I had been familiar with before I purchased it. It's part of a record. I guess it was a early summer buy somewhere around that neighborhood. You know, not heard of them, but very solid, very good. So I certainly like it. And so that's it. That covers the jazz portion, or at least the highlights of the jazz portion of the summer buys. As we get into the more fall, I'll have certainly more time on my hands to do some more videos, and I do have some catching up to do with a few other odds and ends and a few other videos I wish to make. But as always, in keeping with my belief that brevity is always the best friend of a YouTube video, and I'm going to try to keep these in and around 10 minutes, under 10 minutes if possible. And so I'm hoping that I accomplished that and I didn't bore you too much. And nonetheless, I hope you guys have a great week and start enjoying the beginning of fall. Fall actually hasn't even started here. Today is Monday, October 2nd, and it is like 86 degrees. Not complaining, just a little humid, but you know, I'll take 86 all day long. So, have a great week all. I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.